All right, people. Yeah, we're live. So here, let's just kind of throw this. Let's just throw this in there. Boom. We're splitting the screen real quick. Why are we doing this? We got a comment. Like I just sat down. Total excellence in the house. Yeah, let me get some of this. We gotta get some of this branding off of here, right? We gotta just do like the normal better background. The scrolling banners gotta go. Let's just hide that. Boom. Total excellence. What's happening, dude? Yeah, we're rocking and rolling. We are doing a little again, like always, like the goal so much. The goal so much of like everything we do here, the AKA Pad Army, is look, we experiment, we try and figure out what works, figure out techniques and ideas of getting people excited for comics, building an audience, like all of this stuff, and this a lot of these things are complex. These are complex to figure out because back in the day, okay, here, like we want some commentary. Back in the day, maybe we should do one of these. Should we do it like this? Should do it like this? Maybe like that. Okay. Back in the day, the way how you went about the comic book industry, okay, is you made your book. Hopefully, you did up to 3 issues worth because relatively publishers wanted 3 issues. And that's like somewhat case by case. But if you wanted to be taken seriously, you needed 3 issues done. And then if you couldn't find a publisher, you had a shot to get into Diamond. And then at that point, Diamond would put you into their catalog. And, and mail your catalog around to all the comic shops in all the land. And then at that point, okay, you had to cross your fingers and hope that what you did caught on, that you got enough orders to do an issue 2. And your work might already be done, but you may not even have enough orders to do the printing, meaning that it's just more stuff that's got to come out of your pocket. And then, like the convention scene, okay? The conventions really took over comics. And the conventions, in my view, confused a lot of people. Because a lot of people would just go to conventions and spend all of their time doing these shows week to week throughout the summer. This became prominent in Florida. Florida kind of, like within Florida, this industry popped up, and it was somewhat of a serious like industry. People would work day jobs and spend all of their money attending these comic book conventions, building this community, and very few of them were able to translate that into sales. And that's a little bit what I'm getting at. Sorry, people. I'm still sick. I'm still recovering from being deathly ill. Yeah, sorry. We got we got messages coming in here from the phone. Yeah, dude. Yeah, thanks. Got a little bit of that Florida flex too, dude. I'm still rocking my look, Tampa Bay, like TB12, Tampa Bay Lightning. Like we represent Florida like all day, all night. So this industry popped up, and it was almost like a creator to consumer convention model, but still like no real money being made. And I say this with confidence because nothing really came out of these like scenarios. But then, like, comic shops got wise to some of these on-demand printing techniques, like angles. One of these angles was like these exclusive covers, variant covers that could be very like low print run. And then, a creator could get a couple hundred for that. The comic shop would sell through. And, like that was a very suitable way. This now we're going back like 5-6 years ago to somewhat maintain enough money so you can keep publishing your book, so you don't have to dip into your own pocket. When you do anything that's a risk that you go into your own pocket for, that's an absolute failure. Okay? So my goal always with crowdfunding, with everything, is to get the shipping and get the printing paid for. Uzi Susie did this. Trial by Fire was able to do this. Trial by Fire will also be relaunching. And then, like, we're kind of here with, we're kind of here with Dark Hero. Okay, so let's get some of the Dark Hero branding up here too. Okay. So with Dark Hero, my intent is to essentially give away like the hook of this story. Okay, the absolute hook, the hook that we fought over, we bled over. Okay, we had a pretty good war regarding some of this. Okay, and my collaborator, I again, like, like, I don't know if I can say it enough, but I do owe him a lot because he kind of developed a faith in me relatively quick, and that allowed us to move quickly in a different direction for his book, because I wanted to do something like epic, new, special, something I know that I've never seen before. So the model for comics changed a couple years ago. So instead of going to conventions and hustling people, blindly soliciting stuff in Diamond, hoping for a break, meaning someone with pockets can make a higher investment into your book than you can. Crowdfunding really leveled off this playing field in a very high way. And in my view, this is the greatest model for comics to ever emerge, because we do have this like shrinking industry. Like, comics overall is shrinking. So the best stuff that's going to resonate is going to be the people who kind of have a online audience. I mean, that's really what's happening here. Like the industry itself is consolidating to who people connect with. So I wanted Dark Hero, like, part of the marketing that, like, we're still in the very early gestation period, we'll say, like that we're in like the embryo phase of Dark Hero. Because the marketing for Dark Hero really pulls in the audience. Like, like it wants you. And then like along the way, we get to kind of use a established history of the character we're emulating with Dark Hero. And that's also that's a marketing choice. But I also think it grounds some of these very large abstract ideas we're dealing with when it comes to Dark Hero. So that's where it's important. Like it's important on a really big level. Okay, Dark Hero is important on a really big level. And again, I can kind of say this with confidence because I've been reading comics, studying comics my entire life. It's a similar position that I can take with Trial by Fire. Okay? Because Trial by Fire attacks this like multiverse nonsense on a new way. Okay? Because like the characters themselves are fighting against like what some of the known rules are. And that's where it's like fun to read. You know, it's somewhat of a deconstruction on this very, you know, from what I view, you know, like somewhat lazy positioning we have when we want to discuss a multiverse. Trial by Fire is a response to these things I've seen throughout the years. And when it comes to like independent comics, I mean, we're somewhat in like a boom period where there's a ton of Man of Steels out there. And, you know, like I wanted to take the position that they're all the same. Like none of them are different. And our character, like he senses that. He knows that. Like, you know, like he knows you're reading about him. Okay? And this is what I mean about the broad ideas that encompass this freaking comic. My apologies, by the way, of completely working on a completely boring page. Like, I'm sorry. I know none of this is like exciting. I know it. Okay. Don't tell me in the comments. But yeah, so just as a creator, like you see these things and people kind of like to use these ideas of like what's a good story, like where does it come from, and like my positioning on all of that stuff is very counter culture, which is who cares? I don't fucking care. Like I don't care where a story comes from because you have to deliver said story. Okay, like you really have to do it. You know, like you got to put yourself into the story to the point that it becomes real. You know, and I'm not sure. Yeah, if I see that a lot when it comes to comic books right now, like even follow crowdfunders. Yeah, I think more crowdfunders are obsessed with creating characters and having their own universe. It's like that's not a story. Like, sorry, bro. Like, that's not something. That's not something people will be interested in. All right, so I gotta dig up a picture. I gotta dig up a decent pic of a football helmet. Real quick. Football helmet. Let's see here. Here we go. Football helmet. Because for some reason, the one that I drew here isn't quite. It's not quite there. And the funny thing is, I had this picture. Let me see. Is it in my downloads? Let's see. Is it in my downloads? Right here. Yeah, we found it. Yeah. I mean, his guard needs to be way open. I mean, we can maybe have some fun with the design for the helmet, and I think we will. We'll have some fun. Yeah, we'll give them a little bit of a modern helmet also. Yeah, so like one of the points I'm getting at here is like, like don't be afraid to look at what you have like as a story and really start over most of the time. Okay. Yeah, and this even goes for like real, like, like professional, some of the ones like some of the names that we all know. Okay, it's determining the reception of something you're coming up with. Okay, it's just one of the hardest things to do, like, ever. So the best thing you can do is develop something that really that just kind of like, like resonates a little bit, that that you're willing to kind of just to say, like, the hell with it. Like, if this fails, like, it fails. I don't care. But the one thing that we do have, like, within indie comics, is there's just so many fakers and posers that do suck up the air in the room. And I've been debating on really doing like a like a expose series on some of these guys, like, like dropping DMs, like doing all that. Because I do think they do prey on people. Yeah, maybe a little bit of a soft crusade on that. Yeah, and this is what I call our Smallville page. Yeah, so anyway, though. Yeah, and then we're kind of in a zone here also of getting back to being a little bit more spontaneous with these streams. Anyone out there that catches these streams outside of, when they're live, like, thank you, because because it does add up. Okay, it takes a lot of peanuts to feed an elephant, and that's got to be a little bit of your attitude when, like, you get into developing your own audience. So, like, the point I'm really trying to get at is you really do have to take care of your people. Like, when you're developing a product, making a product. We got a question coming in. Yeah, so look, TBF is always like on and off, okay? And that's probably why it's now what, a 24-year-old passion project. But no, try TBF is like it really is there. I just, when I got like my original plan of action with Dark Hero was to legit have like enough work done relatively quick that Chris could use to sell the series with. Okay. And then with All Things, right? I mean, I kind of got probably a little too involved with the project and then decided, like, look, we're going to need like this type of work, these types of videos. I'm going to have to stream at this frequency, right? Like, it's all arithmetic. So, but also, I mean, like, full disclosure is, I'm able to use some of our marketing ideas. Like, I'm willing to use some of these marketing ideas I'm having for Dark Hero and kind of guess and check and experiment to see if they're good for TBF. Because, like, I'm trying to templatize not just comic manufacturing, okay? But I'm trying to templatize the marketing for everything. Okay? So, yeah. Try by Fire is probably 8 pages away from completing chapter 2. And one of those pages is a giant double page spread of Pitbull. I don't know if you people can hear that, but they're blowing things up here in Philly, right outside my window. But yeah, so I got this giant double page spread, and that's a little bit of, when it comes to like the marketing for TBF, there is a gap in like imagery that I think sells that book. So I developed this whole like Pitbull sequence to really fill that gap. And then that whole sequence came with a commentary of the 90s. We're going to drop our team into a random enemy like fortress or base trope that is very prevalent in like X-Force 1, Deathmate Red, for anyone following 90s tropes. And it became like this definition of Pitbull and his power. So, like I developed a whole sequence off of a trope to, again, like build a little bit of commentary from that. And from it, I was able to kind of like almost like yank out this idea of defining like really like what Pitbull's powers are, and like what, and kind of like I guess like building in like a plot twist along the way, and dividing up the team, which I like until chapter 2, I never had any sequence where the team wasn't together, like outside of like page 1 of chapter 1. So it's yeah, right, dude. They're doing. I don't know. I think there is a party though. I think they're setting off like fireworks and stuff. So little bit of a party, and you don't know. I mean, you don't know what people are doing sometimes. But yeah, so that's really where Trial by Fire is. But like at the same time is, and I kind of said this when the original TBF campaign like wrapped up, I don't think the book was quite there yet. So, like I kind of developed Uzi Susie as a way to work some more of my storytelling muscles. So I did like rapidly. I did 3 issues of Uzi Susie relatively quick. Like mapped out that entire, like, I don't want to say like universe, but holy crap, there's a lot of Uzi Susie work even now that I have to get to. I don't want to jinx myself, but it looks like Uzi Susie 1, as of this morning, is going back to press for, I think, the 4th time now. And by back to press, I mean, like, quotes are signed off on. The printer and I are at a understanding. And, like, all of these, like, little fun things are there. And I hit that stage a couple times before where one of them was, I had such good faith in the printer. They told me that it was going to take like a couple months to like line it up, which I get, like, because I work with printers every single day with my freelance business, and like I was like, like, let's just like do the job, let's just focus, like get this done, do the job, rocking and rolling. And then, like something would come up, or I would get like an email. One of them was such a long delay between responses that I was just like, you guys are gonna have to refund my money, and I'm gonna have to really start over. And that was like really the one that was like heartbreaking. Yeah, they're definitely fireworks going off, because I hear them. Probably someone's like going away party or something. Hey, that's one of the things about living in the city. You give up a little bit of privacy, but there's really no other city, I think, as good as Philly, especially this year. Even with like as much as Florida as I've seen this year, it's still not quite Philly. as of just the speed of it all. So, but yeah, let's get my ugly mug out of here. Let's go full screen. I really did not want to touch this page live at all. Like inking a football page for a superhero comic. Like, give me a break. Yeah, so I had this other crazy thing happen too. Is out of nowhere, I got this text message from, like you could tell, but holy crap! I mean, I think if you kind of were like in a bad place, like a little desperate, you really would have fell for it. Good thing I'm not, but I got this text message from a bot that said, like with very clear dates, like I'm such and such. I knew you like from here. We were supposed to meet up at this time, but it didn't happen. But I'm back in town again, and like da 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 da. It's like it's just straight up like solicitation. And with those, I always respond with just like with like a special character, like dots or periods and stuff like that. So yeah, like I followed suit, like responded that way, and like nothing happened. And I was like, oh, that's weird, because normally the bots respond to that. So I kind of just said something a little generic, like, oh, I'm sorry, like, who is this? Like, you're not in my phone. But I vaguely like remember something like that, like, kind of just playing devil's advocate. And again, like a full response, as if like this person kind of has been following my activity, like my life almost, my online life, and like sending pictures of where they were staying in Philly, like all of this stuff. It's crazy. And it's so freaking convincing that it kind of like, like not freak me out, but very like eye-opening to where these bots are today. Like these AI marketing machines. Insane. And I have a very close friend that he gets so caught up in them, like he kind of doesn't know sometimes. Kind of like Bob Ross, maybe. But Bob Ross wasn't a illustrator. Formulaic landscape painter that the hipsters adopted and projected him back like into the zeitgeist. Bob Ross is kind of like the Mexican Taco Bell Chihuahua of art. I'm not really clear on what that means, but I kind of like it. Yeah, so yeah, keep in mind too, everyone. Dark Hero, you can sign up now. There will be trading cards. To tease some of the marketing around the book is I gotta kind of go through this with Chris, but there's definitely going to be a little bit of a like I'll say like online contest or hashtag type contest that involves comics that may or may not be in your collection. And I'm thinking of doing original artwork as prizes for that because, as we all know, I don't like keeping my original artwork. I don't like I like just to get into the computer and I like to move on with my life. Any artwork that I keep around is from projects that are not yet complete. But for Dark Hero, I really feel like we have to do something with original artwork. So we will be. I can't say that for TBF, and I cannot say that for Uzi Susie. I mean, I think once I've confirmed that the print files are like there for Uzi Susie, I mean, I'm probably just going to throw all those pages out and just move on with my life. Yeah, so I mean, I guess, let's keep this open forum a little bit. So the contest would be. So, I mean, I guess the struggle for the contest. Let me see. Do I have it here? Yeah. The struggle for the contest would be to get. I want to get Dark Hero bookmarks. There you go. I gotta have the thumbnails and scans approved. Oh wait! You don't have. We didn't do that, did we? No, we didn't. Okay, dude. Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it. Yeah, I mean, like sometimes when with my collaboration work, I do save some of that work for the other party, but in all, like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. Yeah, we trashed the OGs. So one of the Dark Hero ideas is to. I don't want it to be a trading card. I wanted it to be like a Dark Hero bookmark. And if you tag us with, and we'll have a series, it's going to be a series of comics, okay? Jupiter's Legacy, Irredeemable, Project Superpower, okay? There will be a approved list of books, okay? And if you send us a picture of you reading that book with the Dark Hero bookmark, you'll be entered. Okay, so the idea is to get these Dark Hero bookmarks in people's hands, and that I think that's a little bit of what the struggle is. But that's one of the bigger marketing ideas. I was thinking of doing a huge batch print, and then leaving it to maybe Chris to mail them out to comic shops. and do like a really like old school style marketing campaign for that. And again, like the idea is to promote like the thought that Dark Hero is essentially hijacking the history of Man of Steel, because like we kind of know what DC's doing. Like DC's not really using the history of MOS anymore. They're moving on. So we want to, and we want to kind of tell this story like of a hero. Not even a hero, like a being that's in a position of zero compromise, and what comes from that, where that comes from, and kind of like more, in my opinion, the interesting part of that is it like it's interesting. Okay, it's an interesting idea and a take that I can guarantee is not there. It just hasn't been done before. Okay. Hey, if you come to Philly, we get to we'll have a good weekend, dude. It's a quick 2-hour flight. Yeah, I don't have a lot of and it's kind of funny because I'm very sentimental in life and like all these other aspects. Okay. Like, I mean, like people, no joke. Okay. Look, like you guys want to see how sentimental I am? If I go into my phone, right, and I go into my groups, like out here, I'll kind of like I'm just gonna block some of it off just cause I don't know why. I really don't know why, but I'm gonna block some of it off. Okay. If we go into, I now I know I'm showing off some of it. Okay, so look, if we go into my phone, like right here, KB Toys alumni. I only got 5 people in that contact group, but those are the people that worked at KB Toys when I worked at KB Toys. Okay, like like I'm sentimental like that, but I don't believe in harping on your work when your work needs work. Okay, like I'm not going to be happy with the level of work that I'm producing ever. So, like why am I going to hold on to it? It doesn't have a lot of value. Right there. My work doesn't have a lot of value. Yeah, dude. Hey, when I talk about this a lot, like my whole scenario with KB Toys, because it really was. I got hired there when I had a girlfriend at the time. Like like look. Here, if we search Bloodhound Gang, okay. If you search Bloodhound Gang, you get a couple videos, right? So let's just kind of I'm trying to find one of these videos. So let's just do video. Okay. If I don't find the video relatively quick, I'll just move on with the story. Which I'm really not seeing. Like I'm not getting like a full list of their videos. I'm getting like other things kind of like mashed into it. Like all tracks, Bloodhound Gang. Yeah, maybe I have to let's see. Kiss Me is Most Funny. Yeah, I may have to research exactly what. Yeah, but what like my girlfriend at the time ended up in I think 2 or 3 of their videos. Okay, so she had a kid. And I took this job at KB Toys just to kind of, like almost like be a man, like just start being like a father to this child. And I took this job as like a stock boy. Like they needed like night work. It was like kind of like perfect. And she actually worked in the same like plaza that KB was in. So again, like perfect thing. We could go into work together. We could leave together some nights. Like all that cool shit. Okay. Like everything you would kind of want from that scenario. And the KBs in my area were so bad that once I met the district manager, he was kind of like, I love this Pete kid. He knows the product, everything, right? Good with customers, like he can talk, like all this shit. And they made me they made me a KB manager within like 3 weeks of working KB stock. So I had to move. I had to move to like a physical mall location because I was in like this outdoor mall location. So I go to the mall now, and I'm like KB manager. So during that time, which was like like I would say like the run of a like Christmas season. Yeah, I mean, made some really like good friends. Like one of the those connections of mine is a dude that I still talk to, still interact with. He's like almost like a minister, but he does a lot of stuff on like social media, and we still like and share like each other's stuff. And there was like a couple other kids at the time that were like just high schoolers, and now a lot of them are just like fucking married and shit. So I'm extremely sentimental when it comes to all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really like that's such a tough question because I never look at it as like this is one of my things. Like even I say this a lot. Like this is one of my baselines too, which I don't like it when people overvalue their own fucking work. Like I'm not saying don't get compensated. Like don't engineer money for you and revenue into your agreements. But so many fucking people overvalue not just their work, but their ideas. And it's just pathetic. It really is. It's such a sorry thing to see some of these people do this. Like they'll never admit it. Because they'll come up with like a million excuses when you press them on it. But the problem with that is, like, if you think your work is like good and valuable, Like, answer me this. What's your incentive to ever improve? What, other than failure, like other than trying to do something and failing, which is what you don't want. But what's your scenario for improvement? Like, even the psychological scenario. So it's like, no. Like, I think as a creator, you don't deserve to get off the hook. And, like, I think this is why a lot of professionals come and go. Yeah. Dude, like, I wasn't even just like manager. I was almost like I don't want to say like this, but I was like immediately on like the conference calls for the district and like all of that. And our store too got raided by internal affairs. Like, that's how bad the inventory was. Yeah, I really don't. No, I don't. Right now I have a digital. Let's just touch on this real quick. I have a digital library that's about like maybe like 8,000 scanned pieces of my life's work, like my training, my practice. The only physical work I have from my like early years is sketchbooks that I haven't decided exactly what to do yet. And like, I may want to document them in a couple different ways, and that's it. Like, I really haven't kept anything because like, I'm committed to having all of my work eventually available through the web, like through akapad.com. Like, my entire work history will be searchable on akapad.com. Here we go, people. Right, like, are we ready? Drum roll. We got Heavy Saga in the house. Let's just do it. We have Heavy Saga is in the house. Right down there, Skull Diamond. People, we gotta blow him up. We gotta blow up this guy because I haven't been seeing enough updates on the production of his book, and I'm pissed. There. I have spoken. But yeah, to anyone joining us, thanks for hanging out as I draw a fucking football player. Because the story, like, keep in mind, this, what I'm drawing here was in no script. I sat down and I said, what does this fucking story need, god damn it? Now I'm getting pissed. I'm pissed over, right now I'm pissed over someone else's book not moving forward quickly enough. Yeah, see, like, this is the AKA Pad Army here. We're going to do all of these books, people. We're going to, like, here's the thing, okay? Let's do the pitch right now. Let's do the pitch. I'm going to pitch you guys something. We got Uzi Susie coming. I'm going to put that away real quick. We got Uzi Susie coming out, okay? The format of Uzi Susie will be this, okay? Uzi Susie already will have 2 to 3 separate covers of different, like, the same interior, but we're going to get like a collection of a couple really good covers here, okay? Uzi Susie is this. We got trading cards for Uzi Susie. We got posters, stickers. I want to do a package, okay? I want to do the Gator Ashcan. I want to do Heavy Saga. and I want to do Uzi Susie as one purchase. You can purchase all three for whatever, okay? And for me, for my end, for the interior, I want to have a like a double page spread that's like a Jane piece. Okay, it's like all three of us drawing like our characters like that. Okay, I want that inside of my book, but we this is where our mind should be. Okay, I don't see enough people doing it. I think we should, people, all of you, Total Excellence, Skull Diamond, you're on notice. That's the pitch. The pitch is over. Back to drawing a fucking football guy. Welcome to my shitty evening, boys and girls. Like, I'm doing all of this too, where I really should be developing a property for a prominent WWE wrestler. Because I had that fucking opportunity come up too, and all while I was gearing up to go to Tampa. And I think he might have been in Florida too. Like, we were kind of crossing paths a little bit, but the meet and greet, kind of like we'll call it, or the meeting of the minds, just was preemptive because I really didn't have anything to negotiate with. But anyway, I should have been working on that dude's concept and book. But no, I'm here drawing Dark Hero for all of you. But I thank you all. We have documented verbals now. Total Excellence is in. We shall. I'm all right. And I'll do my best. I'll definitely clap Pete. Sorry for the bad day. Sorry. Hey, every day of mine's a shit fucking day. Every fucking day. But no, actually, one of my boys, VP, Vice President, Moneybags. So get this. So, one of these companies that has like Pete's 9 to 5 like contract, all buttoned up. So this dude in one of these companies, I actually used to play like soccer with him, and like, because he's a younger dude. So we became friends. As I just love like young energy, like. Because some of these companies, it's just all like old heads, and I love the old heads, but the young energy is really like cool. It's like special. So I became like quick friends with this dude, and until like Temple, that's really 5 minutes from me, a little bit less, but Temple stopped doing some of their open fields, but we would do like pickup soccer games. And play with like we had like a lot of people sometimes for those soccer games. And during the pandemic, he left this company, 6-figure job. He got hired at another company, like left the whole like state. He had this whole 2020 journey. I had no idea. And then today he got like rehired by a like a parent of the company that owned the company that I knew him through. It was like really cool. So I'm reunited with him again, which I'm excited for. I'll probably see him tomorrow. But who tuned in? Who popped in tonight hoping I would be drawing American sports athletes? I mean, come on. What the hell? What the hell? I was hoping Big Daddy Chris, our collaborator, would pop in tonight, but I guess not. I guess we don't. I guess we don't get that. We're not that lucky. Yeah, so my my stream tonight too. So my whole idea, I didn't even tell you guys about this, but my whole intent with tonight's stream was to like launch the preview, um the like the coming soon. Hold up here. Sorry, just sending messages, people. Yeah, so like kind of like worked out, had a good workout, like good little pump, and then eat, and I was going to like launch the like the preview stream, as I was kind of like eating. And the funny thing is that whatever I ate cut right through my system, like fierce, like comic book level. So like I had to go to the bathroom, and so it turned from like a like a 10-15 minute preview window to an hour. So LOL there on me. Yeah, that's true. It's almost like not a joke because what I ate wasn't like it just wasn't questionable. It's just something it could have also been I kind of guzzle creatine monohydrate and BCAAs like before, during, after my workout. It could have been like the bottle for that because like I kind of keep liquids in my bottles for a long time. Like you don't know sometimes like where that bacteria comes from, but when it comes, it kind of like knocks on your door, and you got a fucking answer. I'll tell you that. Ugh. I'm just looking. So, like, I comment on this a lot. So, the one advantage of streaming and working is that the old technique of having a mirror behind you when you painted was it reversed, right? It reversed the image, and it gave you like a quick perspective of distance, so you could kind of have measurements and some of these other things. It gave you like a second pair of eyes. So like that's also a part of the idea of drawing with like a mirror like in front of you for two reasons. One, you could flip the artwork, show it to yourself. When you see reverse, you gain like like you have a second pair of eyes technically, and you could draw expressions. So like a lot of those things somewhat faded away with the digital age. And I think I don't think they're antiquated. I think they're useful techniques. Like even right now. So when I stream, of course, I have the laptop on the table with me, and the freaking, the second screen on the laptop, like basically pulls away the artwork. So I'm seeing the artwork from like a few feet away, and I'm able to kind of make, like some decent adjustments in real time. What we got here? Total excellence. What's your thought on Todd McFarlane, an entire month run of Spawn? I'm not sure. Why? Did TM announce that he's drawing Spawn? I don't know. I mean, TM, in my opinion, look, like I look back on his, like, the drawing side of his career, and it's almost like he drew like hard, long, like insanity level, like, right, like he drew like a savage just long enough to never have to do it again. And I don't even know if that's like a popular opinion or not. Like, right? Like, I don't know where that opinion sits in the zeitgeist. But this, like, the blind adulation of him at this point, where people, I mean, you have an industry dying. Like, you really do have the collapse of the American comic industry. And this fucking guy is launching a Spawn universe book that no one fucking asked for, like based on eBay sales of some of his stuff, like some of these other interpretations. But I don't like multiverse. I think multiverse is lazy. I think multiverse destroys whatever it touches, same as time travel. And he's making this like big push and doing like this big thing as if like the Spawn family book. And it's like, dude, why, like, if you drew something, like if you went back to your old ways, and if you did something, because your industry needs to be propped up by the big two. You need a strong you need a strong DC, and you need a strong Marvel Comics. Like, you do. Like, you didn't defeat them, like they defeated you, which is the other, I guess, like, not so popular opinion, is Image Comics, in my view, did way more harm than good. So I don't know, like, as the years went on, like, I'm less and less of this like Image founder. I'm less and less of a current Jim Lee guy. I'm less and less of all these things. And I'm more, I don't know, I'm more into like what's happening now. But I really feel like anyone today that stood by and really let the monkeys, like, for lack of a better term, the monkeys rip apart the control panels in the comic book industry as they've done. Like, anyone that stands by idle, like, fuck you. Like, in any industry, not just comics, okay? Like, when you see that anywhere, when you see people get persecuted, literally persecuted over beliefs, I think you're garbage. Like, you there's very little in this world that you need to survive. And we're talking a lot of history here. I know I'm not being like very clear. Yeah, like, I'm not kind of naming names, and some people might say that's cowardly at some point, but like, anyone that knows the history knows what I'm referencing. But the idea, like, the way you fight is you develop shit that sells. I feel the same. I am excited for my book than anything really. I could care less about Marvel. Right. I mean, Skull Diamond, yes. Like, like, that's my payoff. Like, my payoff is to do this. Like, not to rush to a comic shop and see what they have for me to, like, blow my fucking money on. No. Like, no. And that's the stuff that should, like fuel you. Like, it's like, you do need a little bit of a bone to pick. You need, like, fire. You need something to prove. And I think when it comes to comics, like, really, from, like, outside the Image era, and I would say the post Bronze Age independent black and white boom, right? Like, all of those people, like, the best thing about the Bronze Age, like, the Bronze Age led to the black and white 80s boom. Okay, like, that's where we got the Turtles from, everyone. And there were so many of those creators that had, like, a bone to pick with the big two. Remember, a lot of those black and white books that occupied a lot of retail space in the 80s were done by, like, established big two talent. So the 90s was this extension. Like, it really, there's so much that stems from the Bronze Age. Like, it's insane. I have a friend that is absolutely obsessed with the Bronze Age. Like, he spends like thousands of dollars a month on Bronze Age boxes and books. And he spends all of his time just organizing them. And we always don't see eye to eye on things, by the way. Making progress. What do you guys think? Right? I think it's there. I'm saving the helmet for last, just because that's like my reward of finishing all the other bullshit. Because I think the helmet's going to look cool as shit. Yeah, and getting back to some of that Image stuff, I think I nailed it today when I kind of, when I was doing those Gen 13 cards for Wildstorm Wednesday, like the legacy of Image, in my view, when it comes to creation, just like straight up creation, right? Like, we cannot ignore Spawn. But if we put Spawn to the side, it's the max. And it really is Gen 13. So, like, consider that. Like, those guys tore apart in industry to later what? Like the legacy of Spawn is very murky. I mean, again, like, it's hard to, like, you can't even judge the legacy of Spawn off of the crowdfunding of a action figure, because that has nothing to do with the comic. You have the Max, which essentially, right, like, Sam Keith just went back to creating mainstream comics. Yeah, he did some nice work for Oni, like OG, OJ, right, OJI. That was like a pretty cool book. He did Four Sides, I think. He not Paper Girls. Forget, but he did like these, like, like smaller, like down home type, like urban books. Did Batman, Max Batman, like he but Sam Keith went right back to the well. And then Gen 13 legit became a sign of the time, and that was it. Like, Gen 13 should still be published today. Really should. I think that's one of Jim Lee's biggest failures is somehow not maintaining Gen 13. Keep in mind too, I think the last really big push creator wise for Gen 13 was Ali Garza, who's phenomenal, and Gail Simone working on the words. So there. Think about that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Yeah, I hear my neighbors partying. I bet if I went through my phone, I'll see messages of the invite. But no, we're not going to party tonight, kids. Because we're drawing fucking comics. And what's cooler than that? And I'm doing something with the cleats here. Like, I'm purposely making the cleats a little bit more like claw and tooth like to do a little bit of, because like there is like an echo with this page. Okay, like, we're gonna have like a tattered flag of the school mascot, to echo here, and then the cleats are going to echo Judgment Day here. Yeah. Well, welcome to Philly is right. Welcome to the fucking nuttiness. And it really, look, I think I've been in 6 like other cities already this year. Yeah, like spending serious time in Tennessee, Atlanta, St. Pete, Tampa, Chicago, Tampa, Orlando. Okay. And there is none of them are even close to the friction and energy of Philadelphia, PA. Not even close. And I can say that, say that with a pretty high level of confidence. Here we go. Like, there's no, when you do a crow quill, as I'm doing, this right here, the crow quill, there's no such thing as an easy fucking line. Like, there's no such thing as an easy line. Every single line is work. Like, and growing up too, I kind of had my own separate like file that I would photocopy of like inking techniques, and I kind of, like, I would say, even just like mentally built like a really high mental catalog of solutions for inking, like textures and just like effects overall. And that's where, like, even now I still draw from that. Like, pun intended, I still draw from that. Yeah, I mean, like, even, like, a lot of that stuff runs through my head. Like, I'm still chasing some of these, like, textures and techniques from my younger years, stuff I monitored, like stuff that I've obsessively kept track of. Because I thought I was going to change the world with comics. All right, dude. Hey, total excellence. Love you. We need progress on Gators. I'll say that. Good night. All right, dude. Hey, Skull Diamond. I'm going to fucking DM you tomorrow. Okay? And we're going to talk Metal Saga. Okay? Heavy Saga. Gotcha. That was a joke. Well, and that's it. Yeah, all right, everyone. Yeah, let's close this out. Right. Everyone, sign up here. Where's it at? Right there. Sign up here. Sign up here. Get yourself some free trading cards, akapad.com. Okay? Rock and roll.
Are you ready for the eclectic one? AKA Pad is here.